Hey everybody, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and you're watching the Wednesday episode of that Christian news show thing that I do. And I'm going to run through the news pretty quickly today. I have like 7 links in the description below for different news stories that I want to get through today. So it's going to go by kind of quick. Pay attention, listen close. I'm going to talk pretty fast probably. I should probably get started now. First story is about Kim Kardashian. I talked about her once before, saying that she went to church and whether that was a real thing or a scam, and she's been doing it all throughout 2012 so far. But as of late, she went on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and she said that her public appearance isn't correlated to who she really is, and it doesn't have anything to do with her going to church or anything dealing with her real lifestyle. First, I don't know why you would talk about that on the Oprah Winfrey Show, with Oprah being a universalist. In a way, she says that she's a Christian, but all paths lead to heaven. But I did kind of want to know your guys' opinion on this. Do you think that it's deceitful and wrong for her to have this public appearance that is completely different from a Christian life and doesn't show a Christian life? Or does it matter? Can she still be Christian and portray this secular appearance to the rest of the world? Another question, does that matter? Should that be anything in our head to judge at all? Please just leave a comment with your opinion. Love to see what it is about this. Our next news story is about Facebook, who's decided to take everybody's email and change it. Facebook has done this whole email idea for a few years now, but they haven't really implemented it in any way. So they've changed your email on your contact list to your Facebook email so that people can get that easier. Obviously, with nobody's consent, a lot of people freaked out, and so it became news because they're not telling you what they're doing to your profile, which is kind of scary. Especially they're quietly implementing apps like Find Your Friends, which was taken down almost immediately after it was put up. The way it was supposed to work is you could find your friends easier because you knew where they were. But you could also use the app if you were just some kind of creep or stalking someone. And then you can find their picture. Oh, they're nearby. Their picture looks like that. I can now stalk them on Facebook. So it pretty much was a Facebook stalker app. Again, it was taken down. They said they like to experiment with lots of stuff, but the capabilities that Facebook has and the resources they have is almost scary. So when they're doing things behind our back and they're unveiling apps that we don't really know about, it gets kind of worrisome of what exactly Facebook is doing. I don't think Facebook or any social network is all bad, but obviously there's certain things that are just kind of creeping in and are going to show a bigger picture, I think, soon, that we're probably not going to like as much. You know, there's always going to be those ups, but there's always going to be that equal amount of down. And when we move on to abortion, obviously abortion clinics and churches have been fighting ever since it kind of started. But now it's gotten to a point that these churches on Sundays are going to abortion clinics and protesting there on these Sundays. So what abortion clinics have decided to do now, not all of them, but quite a few of them in the States, they've decided that on Sundays you can get $50 off your abortion. And I'm going to point out right now that I don't have a concrete opinion on abortion. I think that it's wrong and that I wouldn't want anyone that I know to get an abortion. I would never tell them that they should. But I do know that there's certain circumstances where it can be necessary and needed. So on part, I understand it. I also want to point out that I believe that any child that can't comprehend or grasp Jesus yet also goes to heaven, because God says, be like the children, they are the closest to me. But again, I don't think people have the right to take lives. But in this circumstance, $50 off is terrible. $50 off means that you are taking this life and you are saying it's not a life. And I do think that should be understood, that when a baby is aborted, it is taking a life. And to take $50 off of someone's life makes that life completely invaluable and make it seem like it has no value whatsoever. And with that case, it's wrong. You shouldn't be treating abortion like it's some kind of game or something you can BOGO. And really all it comes down to is a paper chase. It's a bunch of abortion clinics wanting more money, and so they're making deals so people will come to these abortion clinics. If people don't want them, then you shouldn't have them there. I don't see endorsing it in any way. I don't see trying to make it something where there's sales. If it's something that's becoming that unpopular that people don't want it, then you shouldn't strive to keep it running. It shouldn't be a bunch of abortion clinics trying to make money off of dying babies. But again, I'll go on the other side of that, and that doesn't give excuse to anything that I just said. But I do see how Mississippi, having only one abortion clinic left, can make the abortion clinics kind of freak out and be like, we need to keep running. Don't run if people don't want you to be running. So, since I'm going to be full on opinions today, I want an opinion on that too. Are you guys pro-choice or pro-life? Let me know. But that was another news story. It's a really big deal. Mississippi may be the first with no abortion clinics. They have one left, and it seems to be closing down soon. And our next story is about Truckers Against Trafficking, which is an organization that's against sex trafficking. If you don't know, sex trafficking is a very real thing. Sex slaves in the United States are a big thing. And I'll get to just how big it is later. And even then, I can't get to the full comprehension of how many sex slaves there are in the United States. But where most of the sex slave trafficking happens is during truck stops. And so truckers have taken upon themselves to start an organization that will have them on watch at all times against child trafficking. This is really awesome news, because this is where most trafficking happens. So you're gonna have people that are there when the police aren't always. These are people who live in these areas and just kind of ignore it or don't really know what's going on. They haven't had an outlook for it. And so now they do it, and now they're being trained, and now they're really looking for sex trafficking, and they're able to stop it. They have a phone number that they can call whenever they feel that someone is being threatened. Then people will react right away, and it's a really, really awesome deal. It's really awesome to see that people are finally cracking down on sex trade, because it's been a huge thing in the United States for a long time, and it seems to be growing more and more every year. And to put that into contrast, 79 sex slaves were saved and rescued last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday by the FBI, which is awesome. It was all throughout the states. It was a joint thing, just go out all at once and try to find some of these children. Most of them are children, some of them are adults. But 79 in 3 nights. Can you imagine how many there are just all the time? So I just wanted to bring that up. Prayers to them. Awesome job, FBI. Thank you to the truckers who are doing Truckers Against Trafficking. You guys are all awesome. You're playing a really big part to all of this. So usually from there I go to the question of the day, but I gave you a few from today. Tell me about Kim Kardashian or tell me about abortion. I just want to know your guys' opinions. Leave a comment in the comment section below with your answer. Leave a video response. Do whatever you would like to do that. And from that we go to the verse of the day. And Matthew 2:3 I think I gave as a verse of the day before, but it's a really good one for things like this. And that is, truly I tell you, you must become like these little children if you ever plan to get into the kingdom of heaven. You know, you need to belittle yourselves. You can't hold ourselves that we can do everything. We're big adults, stuff like that. Sometimes we just need to let go and realize that God is our Father, our Creator. Unless we become like little children, we'll never get to heaven. Anyways, that's all that I found interesting in the news today. So, haters keep hating, Christians keep praying. Everybody like and subscribe. I will see you Friday, and God bless.